Yeah. I'm focused on my moment, can't be thinking about my past life. Got some of my shit from all my dogs in the past life. All this up and down outside my grind, I finally get it right. Toting pistols, penny pinching, hustling all night. On the dump from black and white, not trying to get penalized. Cause once they book you, it's like they gon' have you paralyzed. Everybody in street, somebody telling lies. Don't give a fuck about no social media criticize. Cause every day I'm much, I grind and gotta strategize. Me and my niggas having them M, that's what I visualize. Let me tell you about this pain that I have inside. I lost some niggas to the game that left me traumatized. I never played both sides of the fence, stand 10 toes, never been a bitch. Stay true to everybody, guess I'm as real as he gon' get. Everybody waiting on me to change, I never done that. Got them sick, know I'm the shit, even when I ain't had shit. That's how I got gold status. These trials that come inside my life, I go through most manners. I keep a smile on side my feet, cause they won't see me happy. They rather see me on my ass, they ain't won't see me trappy. They ain't won't see me raggy, that's
everybody, let's go. Nigga, let's go. To a motherfucking place that you ain't never been to, but keep it on the low. Where you can absolutely, positively kick it on the side of the stove. Sipping on that 4-0. Nigga, fuck the 5-0 with your pit bull. Don't let them roll around, though. On the path of the loud, go ahead, you can blow. Ain't a motherfucking noose on the aisle. Already been burnt on a pile. You ain't never ever gotta worry with your motherfucker would put the gun to the back of the head of a child. Go wild. Welcome to the land of the colored. All we do is win, never suffer. Ain't no cops in the cover. Where every kid on the block never had a clock. And all families got a father and a mother, but we all living good. Nigga ain't got good. He delivered us cause he could. Well, they couldn't bring crack to the hood cause it ain't no hood. Tyrone and Keisha doing pretty damn good. All the kids wearing hoodies. Coming from the back of the 7-Eleven with a pack full of goodies. Skittles with a can of Arizona on deck. From a black don't store cause we mobbing like that. All black bins cause we got it like that. All black rims cause we got it like that. And we ain't gotta worry about nobody shooting us down cause we don't look suspicious. Ain't no neighborhood watch cause we watch the kids. My mama, your mama, we all related. I'm so elated. Never in a million years would have thought a world like this existed.
Color, alley, nigga, color, alley, bitch, color, alley, nigga, color, alley, bitch, color, alley, nigga, color, alley, bitch, holla, nigga, you color, alley, bitch, color, alley, nigga, color, alley, bitch, color, alley, nigga, color, alley.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hayoko, salute. Thank you all for tuning in today. This video, as always, is going to be very short, but sometimes they extend, right? I always get contacted or asked, or people that have come into this, they speak on the age of Aquarius. Let's get straight to it. Now, we deal with ages. What we must understand is how ages happen, right? Or how the precession change happens. And what happens is the Earth's wobble changes, maybe a degree, a half a degree, whole degrees, right? And when this happens, it actually puts us or faces us towards or puts us in certain constellations. Now, this happens every day. The precession change on the smallest scale happens every day. And this is what we as Wale in our science, we teach about cycles. So in these cycles, you may face or you go through these 23 hours and 56 minutes. Each or about every 2 hours, the constellations change, right? So you actually go through all 12 throughout a daily cycle. Now, what happens is on the bigger scale, when there's a bigger wobble, then, and this happens about every 2,000 years, but then it goes into 24,000 years. So in this 24,000 year cycle, what we have is what they would like to call the age of Aquarius. Now, in the age of Aquarius, they, or as some may call it, the age of Ptah, right? And this is for anyone that was studying or studies the ancient science, right? Known as noon. Now, in this science, or in this section which they call Ptah, it's water, right? Because Ptah means open or opener. You will find this in Hebrew, right? Pata'ah, and you will also find this in Arabic, al-Patah, because this is one of the names of Allah, the one who opens, right? Or the opener. Now, they say it's going to be a flood of information, and this is why people are taking the information and running with it. It's on some, well, being that we're in the age of Aquarius, this flood of information is going to allow us to decipher what's right and what's wrong. Those ontologists know that we are not yet in the age. We're we're on the way to the age. So with us getting into the age of Aquarius, what those rulers of Pisces did was release a certain amount of information. And that information is used to confuse the masses. What do I mean? In COVID, so many people so-called woke up. Had they woken up to the facts of the matter, they would be completely different. They know, right? The powers that be know who the true indigenous Southeasterners are, or the Eastern Woodlands people, the originals. They also know the people that migrated into the Eastern Woodlands, and those are the ones that they became friends with. Had the original people of the Woodlands known who they were, it would have caused them to, and this is during COVID, it would have caused people to start getting into groups, right? Getting their families, their clans together, and then linking up with other families that are of like mind or of sound mind. When this happens, communities would have become self-sufficient. So in order to combat that, what they did was went into the archives, and this is the thing many people don't understand. When you die after 75 years, your book is public information. So they went and got all this ancient, all this old information that Europeans were writing about when they first got here. They went and got all this information from the Satanists that were writing about our story here, and then released it to the Negroes. When the Negroes got it, the Negroes started saying, well, America is Egypt. The government said, hey, these niggas are from here, but they said that America is Egypt. Now we can do what we need to do. Our plan is still in process, right? Because waking up would have hindered them. It would have really upset them. Hiyoko, I just got on about 8 minutes ago. So it would have offset the governmental structure, because and during COVID, most of us, right, in air quotes, that were self-sufficient would have been able to assist. But being that people didn't want to be self-sufficient and they sat on their ass, they were misled. So now I can tell you that America is Egypt. Now I can give you Satanism. Now I'm gonna agree with you that these spiritual systems were forced on you. So now you should have your own. And being that you don't have your own, what I'm going to tell you is it don't matter what you do. So this is the one world religion. This is literally where we're going. This is the one world mind, right? Or the NOE. What is that? It's that those that are not bots, right? Those that are authentic Mali, right? Um, those that are authentic humanity, right? um we can decipher between the bullshit. We can decipher between we know how to use our discretion. And in the age of Aquarius, discretion matters not. And this is what we see with PEMDAS. What do you mean? When you were first taught PEMDAS, I'm talking about all of us 30 and older, right? when we were first taught, we were taught it to be correct. Now, children are taught to think. So this means that the actual answer changed over a course of decades because someone came into the school system and said, so y'all not teaching them to learn, y'all teaching them to take tests. The age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius allows many people to speak on tribal things they have no true knowledge. What do you mean? America is Lemuria. America is Atlantis. America is Judah. America is Egypt. America is Asia. Peru is the land of Heru. That's the true Egypt. The Mississippi is the Nile. This is the misinformation that the government fed niggas so they won't look into the true tribal story. The true tribal story would force them to be in what? In order. The true tribal story would force them to be in order. So what's their form of order? Hint, hint. Their form of order is like knowledge. I can see this, or it looks like this, so it must be this. That's Luciferianism. Well, the sun is the progenitor, the sun is the creator, not understanding that the sun is the created. It's something that existed as a power that existed behind the sun. Amun Ra. This is what the Egyptians were explaining. You have Ra, that big shit up there, but then we have something that we call Amun Ra. And in Amun Ra, if you look at the glyph of Amun is sitting behind the sun. So people were incorrectly translated as the hidden sun when it's really the hidden power or the Heka, right? The Hekau, the power behind the sun. It's the generator, the unseen, that which produces, right? Electromagnetism, that which produces quarks and biops. We're talking existence. And then you get into the quarks and the biops, and you get into the things that actually make light, right? We're talking about chaos that puts things in a physical order. See, if we speak on this, that gives us wisdom, understanding, knowledge. If we speak on what they want you to have, which is, oh yeah, shit, America, Egypt, yo, what? Huh? Yeah, America, Egypt. Nah, it can't be. No, it got to be, I'm telling you. And again, the reason this was done to you was because had you went to grandma and said, and this is during COVID, had you went to grandma and said, Grandma, what are we? And you took grandma's words down and you recorded what grandma had to say. And you spoke to the other elders in the family, you'd have confirmation, right? So let's talk about Aquarius. Now, in the age of Aquarius, the true age of Aquarius, and you are getting a glimpse of it now, women will rule, but not the ladies. The age of Aquarius will be run by the whore. But why? Why can't it be run by a lady? Most women don't like to be ladies. Most women aren't ladies. Ladies are raised by fathers. I always had this saying, fathers raise one or two women. And this is he really been in her life. He raises a wife, or he raises a daughter that wants to be just like him. So when we get into the age of Aquarius, you have all this information. You have no more right or wrong. You have no more fact of the matter. You have my perception. I perceive it to be this way, so it must be this way. Well, that's not what it is. So Pisces, in Pisces, and I said this before, in Pisces, you knew that you believed. So if you were Christian, you knew that you believed in Jesus, right? If you were Muslim or practice Islam, right? If you were one of peace, you knew what you were practicing and how it affected you. So this energy on the earth, right? Earth has its own vibration. Earth has its own heartbeat. So when the earth starts to tilt and it starts to beat, no one is paying attention to these vibratory patterns. This is what the scientists are explaining. This is how scientists can track or receive radio waves from other planets. And if anyone had noticed, every time this happens, there's always deity, right? There's always this new god or this new thing or being um that is to be worshipped. And in the age of Aquarius, people are going to believe they know completely different. See, before you knew you believed, now you're going to believe you worship God. You venerated the creator because you knew that you believed they existed and you believed because you knew. Now people are going to they know because they believe these are people that are dangerous. The age of Aquarius is going to be a reminder of something that happened in ancient times. When ancient people have ancient information and they give it to the profane takes it and twists it and give it back to that so-called ancient people's bloodline. So the actual teachers become the ones that are misinformed. So what are we feeling, right? When someone says they can feel the energy change, they feel the energy's changing. There's a shift, and this is when we who were taught about what the dimensional shift. So with us rising, and they say in consciousness, one has to remember your body can rise just as your consciousness. And this is what we explain: six ether, literally nine ether in death. The six ether you have, right? Ghost, which would be three ether. So if you were truly a nine etheric being, you would have no quote unquote physical body because it would have rose to the point of nine, making you a dark light being. Green light, not amber light, Luciferianism or Satan, not the orb like Tinkerbell, but gods, right? Like Tahuti, like Asir, like Sobek in their system, because we're talking about their age of Ptah. We're talking about their age of Aquarius. So what did Ptah do in the ancient times? When there was Father Bess, the elder deity, and his brother Ptah, Bess understood that with so many beings coming down, and you can't regulate this story to Egypt. There was no Egypt at the time. Those of us that know. And the protector of the one who had the secrets gave them away. The protector of the secrets, the keeper of the secrets had to find a way to get them back and bring them home. This is why us in the West have a similar culture, to those in the East. Because there was something so ancient that happened dealing with this information that we're going over today that still happens today. People can't keep their mouth closed with the information that they have. They give it to the public, and the public takes it, flips it, and give it back to your family, misleading yours. And it feels good. So how do we combat the age of Aquarius in their way, right? Get out of your emotions. What I mean is you'll get out of your emotions. You will always be an emotional being. You sit in those emotions, this information get to you, it can change you to a believer. You sit in your emotions, it feels good, it looks good, It sounds good. You don't go test it. So now you're just as misled or even more misled than those that don't know. Let's talk about those that don't know. Those that don't know and don't know they don't know are ignorant. Those are the best people to teach. Because if you say, hey, did you know such and such and such and such? And they, nah, I don't know that. Never even thought about that. Okay, we can actually have a conversation. But what we're dealing with in this age is a group of people that, hey, did you know that? Nah, that ain't true. Nah, it's facts. It's deeper than true. It remains the same. Well, you say it's facts, but I perceive it perception. All of us don't see the same colors. All of us don't look at colors the same. The way my mind works, and this is what I mean. Watch this. When you see green and I see green, what if what you see as blue is what I see as green? Perception. This is what they take and say, well, what you see as green to me is blue. So it must be blue. Perception. When it's actually one or the other. Now, one to say, well, it's green, blue. Then one would have to have mixed two different colors and or one of those colors come out the other. Or let's those who say, I don't see color. See color, but you go sign the application, I bet your green ass put black. I bet your green ass put white, right? If I say put on a red shirt, I bet you go grab the red shirt. These are facts of matter as opposed to what we're just speaking on of perception. I view it this way. The age of Aquarius, facts do not matter. We already see facts don't matter when you have tribal chiefs, tribal elders, matriarchs, warriors, everyday tribal people speaking against, and they get shat on. They get rocks thrown at them for attempting to teach those who are literally connected to them the facts of the matter. So what do? Again, we remove ourselves out of the emotion. We will always be emotion, energy and emotion, something that's constantly moving, frequency, right? But in us being frequent, we can determine how frequently we address bullshit. The more we address the bullshit, the more bullshit we're going to get. The less we address the bullshit, the more our frequency or our time, right, can be focused on or focused elsewhere. My thing with the age of Aquarius has always been there will be too many teachers, not enough students. There will be too many teachers, not enough students. And all of these teachers, when you get them to that certain point, they all crack. They all crack. What do you mean? They start asking questions. If I'm the teacher in the classroom, I'm not asking you shit unless I'm quizzing you. But those that claim to be teachers and don't know go to asking questions, which means that they should just stay the student. Be yourself. Be the student. You don't have to teach in every classroom. I can be a student in your classroom while having my own. I'm your student. I submit myself to your will. I submit myself to your teachings, your study, your mode of study, how you need me to study as your student to get it right, to master it as you. Because if I consider myself to be your student, you must be a master teacher or a mastered student teacher. But in Aquarius, they tell you master teachers are no more. In Aquarius, they tell you you can just learn this and go teach it. Not understanding you've never been in the classroom. I was raised in a debate forum. Every school, every grade, I was raised in a debate forum. What do you mean? My teachers used to hold me after school and go over the shit that they taught and ask me to argue it, and then ask me to teach it to the class. This is how you get to the facts of the matter. This is why my wife say, babe, you can argue any point. As my mom says here, people need to understand duality. See, when people, men and women, understand duality, only do you get unity. And then we can go from duality to what? Trinity. And once we go from Trinity, we get the equality. See, a lot of natives, a lot of people have the three sisters, right? The Trinity. A lot of people have Father, Son, Holy Spirit. A lot of people have mother, father, child. But what they fail to realize is every time we get there, there always is that four. It's a four. It's a quantity. Can't forget that. What do you mean? A mother is a mother. A mother is a sister. Mother is an auntie. Mother is a grandmother. Man is man. He's father. He's brother. He's son. When we can bring man and woman together, when we can bring these energies together in Aquarius, it's not going to be two, it's going to go to four. This is why she says understand the duality. Because if I put one and one together and get two, and I times that by two, we have that four. Aquarius. This is a science that's attempting to be hidden in Aquarius. They want men or real men. They don't want real men to exist anymore. They want fake men to be feminine, and they want women to be masculine, not understanding that every man is feminine. Any man that's not in tune with his feminine self doesn't know how to treat a woman. Any woman not in tune with her masculine self don't know what a man needs. These are facts, not perception, not belief. So in this age, one has to understand, I believe this to be true, but this is fact. And even though this is fact, I still have the right to believe what I wish. But once you force your perception, once you force your belief on someone, it becomes religion. This is the difference between someone who claims to be a Christian and someone who has a relationship with Jesus Christ. Someone that's a Christian is, oh boy, you're going to hell. Shit, you don't believe in you don't worship, but you don't go to church. But somebody that has a relationship with Jesus Christ will say, well, this is just my personal relationship, and I don't go to church every Sunday, but I love my Jesus. It's all good. This is what was going on in ancient times. You have Yehola, they have Yahuwah, they may have Montezunga, we may have Kwezuka. Whichever deity we understand, hey, that's our truth. That's what we believe. The fact of the matter is, Creator exists by any name. Life after so-called death exists after any name, right? This is why you study ancient cultures. And this is what I explained yesterday. In our language, for instance, or a language that our ancestors spoke, now an ancient language of ours, the word for death, die, to be killed, is the same word for someone that is an ancestor. So if you were to say, right, or depending on how the phrase is structured, someone who is quote unquote died, had been killed, is not died or been killed. They just someone that has become ancient, right? Someone that's an ancestor. Aquarius. Understanding the facts of the matter is what Aquarius was supposed to be. But when you let the Draconians, those that are afraid of this, keep control, they can confuse the masses. One thing I said that was important is I don't know if anyone knows the science, and I'll keep repeating it, and I'll keep so it sticks in your brain and you know where you get it from. 30% of all so-called Black Americans or African American men have European Y chromosomes. This is again why they treat women the way they do. This is why they cling to certain information and teach it to the masses because it's what their fathers did, it's what their granddaddies did, it's in their blood. It's not a game. So in Aquarius, when you see all this information and you see the release of all this information, you say, well, damn, it must be a dimensional shift. Something is going on. They're playing with your energy. But not only your energy, your birthright. Because you will teach that America is Egypt, and they send your ass over there. You'll teach that America is Egypt, and you find something that your grandma is originally from over here. What happens when they use your words against you? You can't be the true indigenous person. You said this was Lemuria. You can't be this. You said that the Olmec predate such and such and such in their own land. But because you study Augustus LaPlonge, because you study James Churchward, Al Bay, right? Because you study Earth Speaks, because you study all of these niggas that get this information, this cracker information, and run with it, you mislead others. While those of us that have the true tribal information have to combat the bullshit. So what did I say before? Frequency. Electricity or electromagnetism, hydroelectromagnetism, current, right? How currency, all of this is created by something that is considered, right? So we have to get out of our emotions. Understand that we're always going to be emotional beings. If energy, right? Energy and motion. But we have to get out of our emotions when addressing things because it makes your point more clear. You breathe. You will be enraged and you can direct that energy the wrong way. This growing up, when I used to fight, I used to laugh. Why are you laughing and fighting? Because the moment I get upset, a nigga knock my stupid ass out, you only can blame what? Your emotion. One doesn't have to give their energy to everything, especially when you're powerful, right? Especially when you're great. So in this age of Aquarius, we do not give our information to BS. Ego. Right, mother? Ego. And the things that must die to get over are written on my arm. Scorpion King. Live free, die well. But here are 10 things that are under die well. And this is literally what's killing people in the age of supposed to be knowledge. But knowing doesn't mean you understand. Knowing does not mean that you understand. So let's talk pain, lust, pride, right? Anger and greed, abandonment, hate and jealousy. These are things that in the age of Aquarius are perception. Well, you abandoned me. No, I didn't. I was doing this. I'm telling you what you did to me. You were being prideful when you said that. No, I wasn't. I just perception. Giving you the facts of the matter. You said something hurtful to me. No, I didn't. I ain't even try to do that anyway. Perception. This perception is what's killing love. This perception is killing life. In the end, going into the age of Aquarius. Now, think about the future. You have all of these people on here teaching that, hey, America is Egypt. America is Egypt. Ask yourself this. Do you think they really teach this to their children? And if they teach it to their children, what does that say about our future? If they teach it to their children, what does that say about future friendships with other children that may know better? It's not about being right. It's about doing. To the point where a math question, a simple math question, over decades, the answer actually changed. But why? It's not about being right or wrong. We just want to teach you how to think. But teach you how to think like what? Teach you how to think like who? You should have learned that at home. But now it's whatever. As long as you believe what we believe and you can teach it, you're right. Because you understand it. So you're right. But it's wrong, but you're right. The age of Aquarius. When that change happens, when the earth wobbles, when the earth tilts, the energy changes. When the earth tilts, when the earth wobbles, things change. And what's the most important thing that changes is truth. Truth is always subjective. Truth can always be subjective. But when truth becomes facts because someone believes a certain way, is when you know you have to bring your family a lot closer. Thank you all for tuning in. Share this video. Leave a like and a comment for me to let me know that you liked it, that you loved it. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Much love. I will be on tomorrow. I was going to come on tonight, but college football back. So y'all gonna be missing me. Y'all, hey, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, don't even expect me to come on. I mean that. Don't even. Today was just lucky. I checked my bookie today. It's 30 college games on, so I won't be on today. I will try to come on early Saturday and speak about the Gators and the T-Rex. For y'all that are here, since y'all stuck with me through the whole video, there is a Gator, crocodilian, lived in the Chattahoochee that went to war with the T-Rex. I actually probably can mash these videos in. I probably could do another 30 minutes. But it didn't only eat the T-Rex. It was his greatest predator. It used to fuck him up. When you can actually find the remains of a crocodilian and you find the remains of a T-Rex inside the crocodilian, then you got to be like, hey, boy, we're looking at some shit. When you study about the Altamaha, right? Or the Tamahaha, this is actually an animal. This is a sea creature, which may appear like a dolphin, but has a long ass neck like a giraffe or one of those ancient dinosaurs. These are the things that we're going to be talking about. We're talking about Wale science. Let's talk Wale 50,000, Wale 100,000, Wale 250. Love y'all. I keep saying it because I love y'all. I could never get enough of coming on here. I enjoy y'all time. Hope y'all enjoy mine.